The story begins by showing an old man who is deeply saddened by the death of his grandson. While he grieves for his grandson, he also worries about his daughter, Anna, and how she must be handling such an immense loss. He goes to visit her, but Anna behaves as if nothing has happened. She doesn't share her feelings with him. Instead, she makes breakfast and heads off to work. Even at her workplace, everyone tries to console her, but she remains detached, behaving like everything is normal. The scene cuts to an old woman who has recently lost her wife. Her wife's body is being taken for burial with her permission, and the woman is left feeling utterly alone after her loss. We are then introduced to a happy family: David, his wife Eva, and their 2 children. They share everything together: happiness, sadness, and celebrations. Today is their son's birthday, and they plan to throw a big party after coming home from work. However, they are unaware that their plans will soon take a dark turn. As Eva drives through a tunnel, her car crashes, and she dies instantly. Her death leaves her family in shock and deep sorrow. David, still at the hospital, cannot fathom the loss. The night seems never-ending. Suddenly, a loud noise echoes throughout the world, so loud that it nearly ruptures the ears of anyone alive. Simultaneously, all the lights around the globe flicker. Birds scatter from their roosts in panic. At Anna's workplace, a fan falls, narrowly missing her, but she survives. Anna's father, who is at his grandson's grave, hears the noise too and faints. When he wakes up, he hears sounds coming from his grandson's grave, as if his grandson were alive. In disbelief, he digs up the grave to check. The story doesn't show whether the grandson is truly alive, but the old man's stunned face hints at something extraordinary. The scene cuts back to the old woman who had lost her wife. She is mourning alone when she hears a sound outside her house. She checks, and to her shock, she sees her wife standing outside. In disbelief, she embraces her wife. The scene then shifts back to the hospital where David is mourning Eva's death. Suddenly, he feels Eva's hand move. In shock, he rushes to get the doctors. After examining her, the doctors confirm that Eva is alive, though her heartbeat is extremely weak. No one can explain how she came back to life. Meanwhile, Anna is struggling with the grief of losing her son. She can no longer bear the pain and decides to end her life. She wraps her face in plastic, but just before she suffocates, her father bursts in and rescues her. He tells her that her son is alive. He dug him out of the grave. Anna, in disbelief, follows her father to her son's room and is overjoyed to see him alive again. However, the resurrected people, including Anna's son, seem strange. They don't act normal. Eva, who was revived after the car accident, looks exactly as she did at the moment of death, with wounds and all. The old woman's wife, who was buried just a day ago, doesn't look too bad except for her eyes. But Anna's son, who had been dead for a while, is badly decomposed. His body smells awful. Even after they bathe him, the stench remains. Anna suggests they should take him to the hospital because of his condition, but her father refuses. He reminds her that digging up graves is illegal, and if doctors find out that her son came back to life after being dead for so long, they would turn him into a subject of experiments. Just then, there is a knock on the door. The police have arrived, suspecting that Anna's son was illegally exhumed. Anna remains silent, and the police, noticing her distressed state, leave. The night passes, and by morning, the news spreads that it's not just these 3 people, but the dead all over the world have begun coming back to life. Some are clawing their way out of graves, while others are being dug up. All these resurrected people share one thing: they have no emotions. They don't speak, hear, or eat. Their revival seems connected to the strange noise everyone heard the night before. The police also discover that Anna's father had exhumed her son, and Anna decides it's best to escape to an island where they have a small house to wait until the situation settles. As Anna, her father, and her son head to the island, the scene shifts back to the old woman. When one tries to feed her resurrected wife, she instead attacks her. The old woman realizes this creature is not her wife, but chooses to stay with her anyway. Back at the island, Anna tries to connect with her son by showing him his favorite remote-controlled car, but he shows no reaction. The more Anna and her father try to engage him, the more they realize something is terribly wrong. When Anna's father leaves to get water, we see a decayed man lurking behind him. This man, like the other revived, looks terrifying, as if he had been dead for a long time. As Anna's father returns, the decayed man suddenly attacks him, killing him brutally. Anna, now terrified for her life, grabs her son and rushes to the boat. She sails away as the decayed man can't follow into the deep water. In the final scene, the story cuts back to the old women. The resurrected wife has killed the living one, revealing that all of the returned dead are dangerous. These resurrected people are more like zombies, attacking the living. In the story's final moments, Anna comes to a grim realization. The boy with her is not her son, but something else. She cradles him one last time, and then releases him into the water, accepting the painful truth. She understands that what nature took away from her can never truly return. By accepting this, she survives, avoiding the fate of those who refuse to let go of the dead. The story ends with the lesson that those who quickly accept their circumstances have a better chance of surviving in this world. Nothing that is gone will ever return, and holding on to the past only leads to